Hello guys, Fallen Conrad here. This video is going to go a little bit in depth on Outriders, a new sci-fi shooter on Xbox Game Pass. This guide will go into detail about some of the more important questions you may need to be answered and other important information. Let's get to it. To start off, we'll look at the 4 classes. You will find yourself choosing one of the 4 classes offered in-game a little while after you start the game. These 4 classes are known as Technomaster, Priomancer, Trickster, and Devastator. Technomaster is more of a long-range class with its perks and abilities focused around supporting your team. Priomancer, self-explanatory, mid-range class focused on devastating opponents with the power of fire. Trickster and Devastator are your 2 close-range classes, with Trickster's perks and abilities focused on hit and run, while Devastator is focused on standing your ground and plowing through combatants. Currently, as you can see, I'm using Devastator to quite some effect here, although again, you'll find that based on the tactics I'm using, I would probably do just as good or maybe even better with Trickster. However, I often find that some of the abilities seen in Devastator are really useful, and if I was asked to go and change to another class, I'd probably decline. Point is, when it comes to classes, there's a class for every type of player, and it doesn't really matter which one you choose at the end of the day, as they all fundamentally do devastating amounts of damage to your opponents depending on who you are as a person. So if you felt like you didn't choose the right class for the first time, I guarantee you won't entirely be disappointed. The next thing we're going to look at is co-op. Some people are probably wondering if you can really pull off all the missions and stuff by yourself. And this is a good question, considering this game is ideally meant to be played with 2 other players at your side. The answer to this question is yes, absolutely, though I wouldn't recommend it. While you will see me in most of my clips regarding this game playing solo, you will often find, more often than not, that my butt is getting kicked severely from time to time. But this is also because of my point in the story. You will also yourself find at times during boss fights and other missions that as you level up, that the odds are often stacked against you. And just when you think you killed that boss, a horde of goons come up to your rear and vastly outnumber you, and you're just done for. Something that I'm actually experiencing right about now, actually. It's in these points in the story that you're going to really want another set of hands at your side, which brings us to our next tip. Get some friends to tag along. If you have 2 other buddies who want to play Outriders with you, bring them along for the ride. You'll find that everything is a whole lot easier having squad mates that specialize in using 3 completely unique classes. Many would argue that the in-game matchmaking system works as well as the looking for group system. However, if you're playing Outriders on Xbox like me, you'll find that it's even useless to try. Sure, initially when you look in, everything looks good, but it's just one other thing to disappoint you. You'll find that hundreds of other people are looking to get together and win missions as well. However, you'll also find that not a single one of the people who host these events found another person to play with. The funny thing about this situation as well is that when you start off the game, your lobby is free for everyone to join by default. And you're going to find, again, that you're playing the game by yourself more often than not. So again, if you want to have a memorable experience with this game, play with some friends. And well, we're at the final few minutes of this video. So overall, I think this game is really good. While you can see that there are a few major flaws, the lore and story regarding this game is in general really good, and I do enjoy this game. But while the story is good, the gameplay is what hits you the hardest. What makes Outriders different from every other shooter I've known is that the odds are always seemingly stacked against you, and what saves you from death isn't always your quick thinking, your accuracy, but the powers your guys given alone. You're an outrider. The game treats you like a god, but the lore treats you like a scumbag. And that's what I like most about this game. Although there are times when I do get quite frustrated, it provides a challenge for every player. Your enemies aren't going to wait for you, and you sure aren't going to wait for them. To do well at this game, you have to carve your own path, create your own battles, make your enemies fear you. This game isn't about skill, but teamwork, resilience, and determination. And to me, that's all you really need to make a good video game. Thank you guys for sticking with me to the end of the video. Be sure to like and comment your opinions on my guide, ask some of your own questions, and tell me what things you want me to talk about more in the future. Again, this is Fallen Conrad, and I wish all of you guys a good rest of your day.